How you doing, everybody? This is Zach Allen. Let's go ahead and once and for all, let's learn how to get our hands in front of the ball so we can get that tour-like shaft lean, start compressing our irons, start turning your 8-iron down to a 7-iron, really get some compression, and just in general, just gain distance with our irons. And I'm telling you, there's a couple things that I'm going to show you that you've never heard before, because I know you've all tried it, and maybe it's gotten a little better, and then back came the flip, the scoop, the cast, the early release. But we're going to figure it out once and for all today. Okay, but before we do that, if you like my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe and just support me. But also, I have an email list down below that you can sign up for that has a lot of content that's not available on YouTube. It just goes straight to this email list. But let's jump into it. I've also got the overhead camera working again because I think there's some things that you're going to see today that really illuminate the way you think about getting your hands in front of the golf ball. Okay, but the big secret that's really difficult to master in getting your hands in front of the ball is how you do it. Okay, what I'm talking about specifically, when I get to an impact position where I've got this much shaft lean, right? My weight's forward, my head's pretty much on the ball. The secret that people don't realize is you have to be willing to hit the ball to the right. Like, how is this golf ball going to go straight at first? It's not. Okay, so when you try to learn shaft lean, part of your problem is you're always trying to do it hitting the ball straight. And we're moving our upper body in front of it. We're still probably rolling and turning the face to try to get it to go online with the target. So I've had the best success with my students, number one, not hitting straight shots. Okay, and you'll see that definitely from the above view. So if I go ahead and just hit a small punch shot, you can see the position of my hands, okay? From this player's perspective, my hands look like they're almost this far outside of my left foot, okay? It might not look like that from the overhead view, but trust me, when you see it from this view, it's going to feel totally exaggerated, and that face looks like it's pointing to the corner of the room, okay? So that's the first part of this, is you have to be willing to hit balls low and to the right, okay? It might take 10 to 15 minutes of doing this before it actually starts to go straight. Okay, number two is when you see great players do this, when you see Bryson, when you see Jordan Spieth, when you see Tiger Woods, okay, when they hit their average iron shot, they've got about 10 degrees of shaft lean. But these guys can go crazy and get their hands way out like this at any time. And that's the thing that I see with my students. If I'm lucky with students, I can get them to get a little shaft lean at impact, but then guess what? This still continues to come back. When you look at the best in the world, they can really exaggerate to an extreme, okay? So literally, I'm going to stop about a foot past the golf ball, okay? And from both views, I can see that the face is pointing at the corner of the room, right? My hands are somewhere around where this purple disc is on the ground. Hit and stop. Okay, so visually, that's really awkward because most golfers out there struggle with some type of an open face, and they're usually more worried about trying to get the club around this way, right? Rolling their forearms, flipping their wrist, turning their shoulders. So when you first do this, throw all the results out the window and just hit balls. That ball went 15 yards right. It launched at 21 degrees. So it definitely would almost look like a shank. It wasn't. It was just an extreme position. Okay, so I do a number of those where I just once again come down, stop and rehearse. I'm feeling some of those alignments that you can see from up above. So I really feel that sensation. My right elbow is in, right? It's external and into my rib cage. My weight is slightly forward, and I'm getting a lot of lean. It's definitely putting some pressure to my lead foot. And all those shots are flying a good degree, 16 yards right, 20-degree launch. Okay, so once you've done a few of those and you start hitting the ball relatively solid and consistently to the right, you know you're getting to a different position, okay? The key to get this to actually start to go straight now is once I get to this impact position where I've got all this exaggerated shaft lean, club face open, I just start to rotate and turn. Okay, so you see that very nicely brings my hands back inside the target line. That's when things start to straighten up and these right shots start to slowly come back to the target. Okay, so I might have a little more follow through, but it's going to feel very similar in terms of this feeling at impact. And I just added a little bit of speed to my body turn. Now that ball went 10 yards to the right, but boy, it launched even lower. That was a 16-degree launch, which is pretty low for an 8-iron, okay? So I'm getting a lot of compression, I'm getting a lot of smash on those irons, and it all just starts with that willingness to really exaggerate some feels, right? And obviously I know from this face on, it looks like there's a lot of shaft lean, but the one that you're gonna see from the player's perspective and what the player's gonna actually feel is what's gonna allow you to really get this once and for all. And do it like I showed you with these pros, do it in a very exaggerated fashion, right? They can literally all do it. Whether they're hitting a stinger, a knockdown, playing out of a divot, they can get their hands as far forward as this at any point and still hit the ball solid. So we need to be able to train a little exaggerated. Those are the two keys. Be willing to hit the ball right. Number two, be willing to exaggerate it, okay, to where you almost go too far past it. And trust me, you can do it. I do it in person with people all the time. Have faith in yourself, right? If you need to take a face-on video just to confirm, but you'll start to see some very different sensations, right? And that really opens up a lot of great things in terms of compression and distance. I hope that helps you. I will see you guys all next video. Have a great week. Thank you so much for watching that video. If you really liked it, feel free to subscribe or give me a thumbs up. I love hearing from you guys too, so definitely drop a comment with any questions or concerns. But if you really want to get a lot of my content that's not on YouTube, I have an email list. All you need to do is click the link below, put your email in, and you'll be getting all this content for free that nobody else gets on YouTube. Lessons from me that come out almost every other day. I'll talk to you soon.